This story begins with a detail that sounded insignificant when it was first mentioned. It only gained meaning later. The person who told this story always started the same way, even after years had passed. Before describing the apartment, the building, or themselves, they mentioned the lights. The bedroom lights turned on by themselves. Not randomly, not sometimes, just one room, always at the same time. Several years ago, this person rented a small apartment in an older residential building. The building was not historic. It had no reputation. It was simply old enough to have quirks that people stopped questioning. 6 floors, one stairwell, an elevator that worked most days. No security desk, no cameras in the hallways, only a keypad at the front door and a buzzer system that rarely answered on the first press. The apartment itself was modest. 4th floor, 1 bedroom, a narrow kitchen, a living room with a single window facing another building's blank wall. The kind of place chosen for convenience, not attachment. The first month passed quietly. Work during the day, evenings spent at home, lights turned off before sleep, doors locked, windows closed. The routine repeated without variation. That repetition made later changes noticeable. The first night the light turned on, it was not immediately alarming. At 2:14 a.m., the bedroom filled with lights. There was no sound, no movement, just the sudden absence of darkness. The switch was checked. It was in the off position. The light was turned off manually. Sleep returned. The following night, the same thing happened. 2:14 a.m. Same room, same silence. The response was irritation, not fear. Old buildings develop problems. That explanation was sufficient. The switch plate was removed and inspected. Nothing unusual was found. An electrician was contacted. He arrived during the day, checked the wiring, tested the breaker, found no fault. He suggested delayed power cycling from the building's main line. The explanation was accepted. The light continued to turn on every night, 2:14 a.m. Never earlier, never later. It stayed on for exactly 5 minutes, then turned off. 5 minutes became another detail that couldn't be ignored. Instead of reacting immediately, the light was watched. The bedroom remained empty. No shadows crossed the walls. No sounds followed. Just illumination, then darkness. After a week, notes were taken. Dates, times, duration, the entries were identical. One night, the light didn't turn on. No interruption at 2:14 a.m. No change in the room. The absence was unsettling. The following night, the light returned, still at 2:14 a.m. But it stayed on for 7 minutes. The increase felt deliberate. A folded piece of paper appeared on the kitchen counter one morning. No memory existed of placing it there. The paper was clean, the fold precious. Written on, it was a single sentence. You were not home. The bedroom door was locked overnight. The light still turned on. The switch was taped down. The breaker was switched off. The apartment went dark. At 2:19 a.m., the breaker flipped back on. No footsteps were heard. No sounds followed. A small camera was installed in the bedroom. Low resolution. No audio. Enough to document movements. The footage showed the empty room. At 2:14 a.m., the light activated. No motion detected. At 2:19 a.m., the light deactivated. At 2:19 a.m., the bedroom door shifted. Barely noticeable. As if pressure had been released. Questions were directed toward neighbors. No one reported similar issues. Some mentioned frequent tenant turnover. No reasons were given. The landlord avoided specifics. Confirmed that electrical work had been redone multiple times. Offered no explanation beyond that. One night, the light turned on at 2:11 a.m., 3 minutes earlier than usual. That deviation carried more weight than expected. Perfect reputation had been broken. The next night, nothing happened. No lights, no interruption. The night after that remained unchanged. Relief arrived too quickly. A piece of paper appeared taped to the bedroom door. The handwriting matched the first note. The message was shorter. Schedule changed. The apartment was vacated within weeks. The lease was broken. No resistance was offered by management. Later, utility records were requested. They showed the bedroom light drawing power for years. Always at 2:14 a.m., including months when the apartment was officially unoccupied. No authority ever investigated the pattern. No report was filed. The account remains informal. Some places maintain routines independent of their occupants, and some schedules continue even when no one is supposed to be there.